Hello, Pisces. Thank you for tuning in to your love read. For the main read, I'm going to use the Telema? No, wait a minute. Somebody sent me an email how to say this right way. I think it's Telema? Telema Tarot? I think the H is silent. Just in case. It's by Renata Lechner. There's how you spell it. So if you want it, that's how you get it. I believe it's Telema. I swear, I thought I knew it for sure until I turned on the camera, and then I'm like, there we go. And then for the supportive oracle cards, the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Already shuffled. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. 6 for you, 6 for... Okay. It's good. Let me put. They're saying finish putting down the cards. All right, so we only have 2 oracle cards. I'm already like starting to feel though that you got a surprise coming your way. Is that true? I feel like it's a good thing. I don't know. We'll keep going with the cards because I feel it feels good. It feels like a surprise, but the other side they're working something out. Now, I'm feeling the other side has the Queen of Swords where there's their spiritual spot, and they are trying to work something out because where they're standing is the Sun card. This energy is definitely going towards you. I mean, it's a relationship read, but like the current seems to be flowing towards you. They're feeling really good about you, and they're really thinking something out here. They're just not sure how they're going to do it. And there's a lot of thought here, a lot of thought. The Queen of Swords, see, I view the Queen of Swords as very intelligent, very smart, very calculated on what she says. Doesn't have to be a female, by the way. Don't get caught up in the gender, of course. But, like, this is good. Like, I don't feel any... I'm not one to just resign the Queen of Swords to be a bitter energy. I don't feel that usually. And I'm not feeling it here with this. I'm getting like it's very important to your partner to make this work out. Whatever they have, their energy is coming towards you. A lot of strength, a lot of determination, but it has to work out just right. And I'm noticing that their challenge card is the Empress. Because I feel like whatever the situation is that they're handling, because it seems like positive energy coming towards you, it's a surprise to you. I'm just questioning, like, is it supposed to be a surprise, or does it just turn out to be a surprise? Because that's clearly, like, because what I'm, like, is it, like, somebody proposing, or is it just, like, something they're changing and needs to happen, and then you benefit from it? But you weren't seeing this change coming. Like, is it something like that? And they're telling me it depends on your situation, and you should have like a light foothold on what that might be. A light foothold, just kind of like you can brush, like you can brush the top of the water with your foot type feel. Like you can it's wet. You know that you don't know how deep it is. You don't know what is really going. You maybe could figure out the current of the water and the temperature, and that there's water there, but that's as far as you can get into it. Like that there's water, the temperature, and what way it's flowing, or if it's stagnant or whatever. Like you could tell that. But you're not like in it. You're not sure what's actually happening. But I'm getting here, this is their challenge card, because it seems like it involves this situation, this change, or whatever's going on in their side. Do they have a change card? They have a courage card. They have a courage card. I'm not... You know what, let's just keep going with what we got here. Because I'm not sure if it's a change or just like a level up type thing. You know what I mean? Just like something getting more intense, more cemented in. I'm not sure that's how this is going. I'm still like, I feel like maybe it's because I'm a Pisces, that I'm kind of having that often the weeds feel here. Like, what are we talking about? Because they're including this affects a lot of people, but with the Empress, like I'm getting it's a very positive feel, but the rest of this feels positive on their side too. Anyway, like why is this the challenge card? Because more people, like it's definitely a situation that's going to affect a lot of people, even if they're like on the fringe of your relationship. It still affects those people on the fringe even. So I feel like the more people that are made aware of what your partner wants to do, the easier this will be. And this is all around your partner though. So like I feel like we're going on about this, but it's almost like trying to give you clues about what's happening. It's very much Mr. Machine, Scooby-Doo feeling to me. Like, what is going on? Because I'm getting your partners got that moon card here, but they're using it to their advantage. I'm getting they're keeping it from you because they want to develop the thought. I'm getting they're at the current moment they're developing the thought and they want to be stable and understand where they stand and what they want to do before they go towards you with it. Like they want to be secure and set, and this is how it is, and this is where it's going. Like they want to be, excuse me. See, they got the courage here too, because I feel like I do feel like they're feeling you out a little bit. And this might be one of those situations where you just kind of are giving information. You're probably giving them information that's helping them and have no idea that you're doing so. Because I'm just feeling like you're kind of flowing with it. You're kind of... the information's going to them that they need. So if they need a little boost to whether they're going the right direction or not, or like if they're looking for some specifics that they think you would like, I feel like they're getting this information, but you're still not seeing what they're doing. And I have a feeling like whatever it is meant to be a surprise, because I don't think I'm letting the cat out of the bag. Especially because I have the same Pisces energy going on with me. I'm single, but still, I'm feeling like bewildered. Like, what are we talking about? And I'm like, I want to know. What are we talking about? I don't feel like they want you to know what's going on just yet. You're definitely, like, there's a lot of good feelings. They want this to just work out. And I'm getting, they seem to have this attitude in the sense of, like, if they already have the structure and the frame already put in place, what you want to put on that frame and build from it, that's not a problem. But they feel like they have to have the structure and all that, everything where it needs to be, how it needs to be set. Like they need that already set, and then you could do the rest. Like you get to fill in the rest. But they want to make sure the structure is all sound and where they are. Because I feel like to them, it's like as long as they have that already set and positioned, they're very secure in it. And they feel like, I don't know, the way their energy mingles with yours, it feels like that's okay for this situation. And that might actually take some stress off you. Not that you would have a problem going through this process with them. It's just, it's fine. I don't feel like this is like a problem at all. I'm still feeling like I'm out on the outside. Like I feel like I'm listening to a conversation from the outside of a house and you can hear people talking, but it's just like you're getting little pieces, and you're like, I think I heard the word door. Like, This is strange. This is a strange reading, because I feel like it feels really cryptic to me. Although, now, I'm getting, see, they're pulling me towards this Justice card. I feel like you trust your partner. And I'm getting, like, whatever they want is fine. I don't feel like you have a problem with them doing this. Excuse me. Not everybody would be cool with it, but if this reading is hitting, I'm feeling like it's not really a problem, because I'm still getting that justice feel. Like I still feel like you're giving information that they need to make certain decisions about the framework of this endeavor, whatever that may be. I feel like you're freely giving the information and you have no idea that you're filling in the blanks that they need filled in. For example, if it was like buying a house, and they're buying the plot, and you've already decided you were going to, and they're just seeing if you're open to building a house instead of buying one that was already built, or you're explaining what type of area or neighborhood you want to live in. Like, I feel like they're just, either they're asking questions and it's just creating a natural conversation where you don't think much of it, or you're just like randomly coming across the subject yourself and just talking about it, and they're just like, this is perfect because I need that information. Because I'm getting you have no clue what's about to come forward. But I do feel it's good because I'm getting, as they go forward, they seem to have the answers and they're just trying to find a way to make it happen. Because I feel like they get all the answers, they get everything together, and then they're just looking for the right fit. That feels like the Hermit to me. They're looking for the right fit before they come towards you with it. But I do feel like they're cluing you in on some things. They're dropping some heavy hints. So in other words, whatever this situation is, they're dropping some heavy hints about what direction they're going. And I feel like it's kind of like making you wonder. I feel like you're in that wonder sense because you got the star card, which for a Pisces, I feel like that's very much in the wonderment, and your mind might be thinking about the possibilities here, and you're feeling pretty good about it. Still not getting what it is though. I feel at that point you still don't know what it actually is, because I'm getting spiritually you're headed to go into another area of life. Like I feel like it's either a level up or like something different here with your partner. Something seems to be going forward. Spiritually, it looks like you're ready for this journey. You're going on to this next step with your partner. And it's just kind of like, what is it? And this is funny because you get the Five of Wands where you're standing, which tells me there's a lot of confusion there, which I'm wondering if I'm lending to that because I feel like what I got here is your partner has something going on. They're planning something. It seems to be like it's going to be a surprise to you. Other people are involved with this. The more people that can get involved, the easier it'll be for them. But it's still like not opening the door what the surprise is. And I feel like that's the confusion. And it might be like I'm thinking I'm lending to that energy. Like, okay, there's something coming, something good. What? Like what? What is it? And I'm getting the Two of Pentacles as your challenge card. Is just to toy with possibilities. Really? Is that like... I feel like it's to toy with possibilities. Because I feel like you're going to do that anyway. Because Pisces usually... It's stereotypical anyway of a Pisces to be a daydreamer. I fit that one myself. Your mind will just go off in certain ways and just consider things. And I feel like if you just consider possibilities... Because I'm getting like this card... the Two of Pentacles. Like, what if the situation with your partner changes right now? What would be a good way for that to go? I would stick with the good way, by the way. What would you like to see happen? Because I feel like that's kind of going to help the energy move forward. I'm getting it could move it forward quicker, too. Because if you seem more excited and more open to this process, I just feel like it flows easier. I'm getting if you're in that state already, that's when this card here is where you're just going to start conversations, random conversations, and the other person's going to benefit from it, but you're not going to realize it had anything to do with anything. But that's also going to jar them to like, you know what, maybe my partner's more open to this than I thought. Maybe I don't have to like cinch it up as tightly as I thought. Maybe I could bring this forward a little sooner. Because I feel like that's one of the reasons they're putting in the framework. It's like if they already have it set, if they already have it stabilized, and you can see it and feel confident about it, that you'll easily go forward with it. Because that seems to be a big piece here. Like you need to go forward with it. You need to be on board with it for it to actually happen. So they need your approval, or it can't happen without that. I feel whatever they're setting up here to go forward, like you have to approve it. Like if you're not on board with it, it's gonna die. It's not gonna make it. But I do feel like it's going that way. So the sooner they have more confidence that you're more than likely on board with going the same direction, the better that'll be. So I'm getting yawns and yawns and yawns and yawns, and I'm wondering, like, is it heavy energy? Because it's like typical for me. I don't yawn or hiccup or whatever else until I start reading, and then it's when rough cards come in. I'm getting it's because it's the confusion about what is actually happening, and I feel like it's frustrating because some of you it could be like a marriage proposal. Some of you it's like a new home. And I feel like that's a little stressful because I do feel like your partner's going to choose it very well. But there's reasons they're doing what they're doing. Like, I feel like they might be, if it's a move, they might be a little bit more, I want to say stingy with possibilities. Something just seems like it's a little bit more, like they don't move forward easily on that. If it's a move, I feel like it's your partner doesn't want to move forward easily on that. And if they have the control about what area at least, or they can set certain parameters, then they'll bring it forward, because within these parameters they're okay with the change. And some of them I feel like they are either buying the land or buying the house, but it's something that they're already comfortable with. But still, well, even if they're buying it, I feel like they can't really finish that off. I feel like they're in the process of going through it, but to finish it off, you need to sign off on something too, or it won't happen. I feel like it's something like that. But it's something they've been a little bit resistant to. That now they're ready to go forward. They're just trying to pull it together so they're truly comfortable with it. And then it's all about you just agreeing with what they're bringing forward. If that happens, I feel like they're going to find something that they think both of you will like. I do feel like that's going to be pretty much on point, whether that's typical of this person or not. Okay. Now, I mean, it's a general reading. This could go 50,000 different ways, but it's definitely a surprise. Until it happens, you're not. I'm seeing even when it kind of comes forward. Well, during the star card, I feel like you might get a hint on what it actually is. You might be a little bit more prepared, but until that point, and that's in the future, you're not going to know what it is. What makes things better for your partner is the King of Cups and what's that other card? Harvest. Sharing that love, because like it's very much a love thing towards you from them. Like they feel like you're going to love this. They want to do it too. And the harvest is like, what makes it better for them is like, they're at that part where they're ready for it to happen. I feel like a lot of you, that's a big piece of this. It's like you've been waiting for your partner to be ready for something to happen, to go forward with something. You've been ready, they just haven't been. And now they're ready to go forward, and there's some way they're presenting it that seems very grand to me. Because I'm getting like, when it comes towards you, and your partner presents this, and there's a lot of love coming your way, and they're ready for the harvest, I feel like you got a double thing going on here, which is very interesting. You got the Page of Swords with the King of Wands. And I feel like this is kind of like the order in which it happens, the Page to the King. Because I feel like the Page is kind of like, it's usually a submissive, I don't want to say submissive, subordinate, passive, I don't know, it's not an active, aggressive energy usually. It's usually like, especially with the swords, like a messenger or somebody who listens, sometimes a spy energy, somebody who listens. And I'm getting like, your first reaction is like you're listening and they're telling you, and I feel like you're soaking it in. And I feel like you're more agreeable at this point in the sense of like, okay. And you're just asking questions that are just kind of like, for example, if it was a house, where is the house? How big is the house? Do you have a picture of the house? Like, I feel like you're asking questions like that. Like, they're not questions that change or move energy in a different way. It's just information questions. Like, what have you done? How did you do it? Where is it? Can I see it? You know, can we go and see it? Blah, blah, blah. Things like that. Because that's your first reaction. Just because I feel like you're a little dumbfounded. Just kind of like, I feel like you're kind of dumbfounded because it's something you are into. So here's the heavy energy again. You're with it. You're good with it. You like the idea. It's all like, but you're just kind of like, oh, like the fact that your partner is pushing it forward with all this love and saying, I'm ready to do this right now. You're just kind of like, oh. And I feel like you're kind of jarred because you're like, I do want this to happen, but you're shocking me. You're kind of shocking me. But you don't want to negate it out. So it takes you a minute with the Page of Swords to like really soak it in. You're listening. You're asking information questions is what I'm getting. Like you're not changing direction or rebuking anything. The questions you have are just like more of the details about what's happened. What are you talking about? Where do you really stand? Like explain to me more about what's going on with you. And once you're cemented in and you know exactly where they stand and what's going on, then you get that King of Wands, like, I do want this. And then I feel like the ball is running. You've got the ball and you're running with it. You're just like, let's make it happen then. Let's do it. Did I show this card? I don't know if I showed this card. With the Moon card, I noticed they had that Courage card right with it, and I don't know if I showed that. Which, I feel like that's talking again about what's currently going on. And I feel like they're getting over their resistance at this point. But they're also, it's half of them getting over their resistance, and the other half seems to be like feeling that you will be okay with how they're doing this. Because I do feel like your partner's doing this on their terms. They're trying to find a way to make this happen. Something that you want, they're trying to find a way to make happen that they're comfortable with. And I feel like that's what that whole moon thing is about. And they don't want you to know what they're up to. It's not a negative thing. It's just they need a minute to think about it. They want to inch forward. They're feeling like if they let you know, you're going to get excited, and then maybe they won't. And they're not really 100% sure that they're ready to jump forward. So they want to be able to like back out of it if they want to without repercussion, which is another reason why I feel like they're not bringing it forward. Because if they bring it forward, and then you're excited, and they're like, I kind of changed my mind. Like that's going to upset you. That's going to make you unhappy, and they don't want to do that. So I feel like that's another thing with the courage, like to hold on, to go through it, to see the light at the end of the tunnel, to see that this is a good thing to do, to have some confidence. Because I feel like they're going to. It seems to be what's helping them, moving that energy towards you, ready to make it happen, and then you go from there. Did we go through all these cards? I think we did. We did. All right, so that's where I see this going. I think we're good. All right, so I'm going to let that be. Let's go into Pisces single. That was weird because I felt really encapsulated in that what is happening energy. Because I don't feel like with this first, like, until you're at that point where they're actually starting to drop heavy hints, you're not going to have really a clue about what's about to come your way. I really don't think so. So there might be a major thing that you're wanting to happen, but it might be something kind of related to that and not exactly that, just to give you a heads up. So for example, if you're a person that's waiting for the other person to propose marriage, if you're into that, instead of that, maybe they're proposing, you buy property together or something like that, or they want to have a kid with you or something like that, and you might be like, that's a part of what I want, but that's not exactly the order I want that to happen in. Like, something like that. Not to say that that's what you want, but something reminiscent of that feeling. All right, let's do Pisces single. Single Pisces. Information for single Pisces. Information for single Pisces. Information for single Pisces. We have the Three of Cups here pop out, so I'm just going to let that stay. Ah. You get the Four of Swords at the bottom, which to me says contemplation. Doesn't say it on that card, but that's how it feels to me. The Three of Cups came out, which is usually a good social situation. Typically, social stuff has something to go on here. Social events, blah blah blah. This is a very, very interesting situation, and I'm saying that because the first card I'm seeing actually happening in the action line is the Devil card, where something. I feel like some of you got involved with somebody, and are we done? Okay. Some of you got yeah. Well, card came on right on top of it. It was kind of where I was going with that anyway. Somebody came out or toward you, whatever you want to say, and it felt really good, seemed really good. Things went through very fast, but they were only interested in one thing, and then once they got it, they moved on. Because I'm getting from the Devil card is the let go. Somebody makes their impact with you, and you would like to keep them, and I feel like they just kind of, like, once they get what they want from you, they're done, and they move on. Now, in the past, I've noticed you've had the World. This person, the Devil popping up here, I'm getting that's a purposeful thing to actually help you. It's not just a random, like, haha moment. It's more of like, this person who came in, got what they wanted and left. I feel like there's something here in your past. Like, I feel like you might have had a past pattern that you've moved on from. This person who popped in and popped right out, because I feel like they just got what they wanted. They were very selfish. They didn't really care what you wanted. They just knew what they wanted. They said what they needed to say. They just told you what you wanted to hear. That type of energy, like empty comments, things like that. Got what they wanted and moved on. But I'm getting this is reminiscent of something from your past. This person is reminiscent of an energy from your past in some respect. I'm trying not to go this way, but I have a feeling it's not for many of you, but they're telling me it's really important for me to say this, so I'm going to go do it. Some of you can relate to doing that to other people, but this is if you can, it's a past thing that you've moved on from. You don't do that anymore. That's what I'm getting. If that is the way, like, I want to make sure I put this correctly, because like if you're connecting with that energy, you can easily identify in the past where you've done that to other people. If you cannot easily find one, then that message is not for you. For others, though, I'm getting, it's like a pattern that happened in the past that you used to get locked into. It's coming up again of how you've been treated in the past, and this person walking away is just like highlighting, like they're like shocking the circuit board, like saying, remember this, because you have something coming towards you that can work out, but don't let this pattern happen. Like it's some pattern from the past, and I feel like it's starting to kick in with this person, and something about this person is reminding you of that, and it's ending so fast that it doesn't really have time to sink in, but you're having that memory, you're seeing that come forward, and you're realizing like that, I need to make sure that doesn't happen again. Because this person is definitely, they're in, they're out. They got the let go right here. They're like, bye-bye, done. Now, because I'm seeing right here at the top, you have the Ten of Swords. This person, I'm feeling it's very connected with this Devil card. Like this break, it's kind of upsetting. Like, not say kind of, like excuse me, as they push through forward the rumble there. Well, if I can spit it out without yawning, jeez. You're upset. You're quite upset. Because I'm getting like, don't downplay it. Like, you're quite unhappy because it felt really good. You thought it was really good. You had all these expectations, and just like it came out of the blue is kind of how it feels. And then you were dropped on your butt, and that hurt because you were really excited about that, and then the rug got pulled out from under you. And you realized that there was really nothing under that rug to begin with. You thought you were on a stable wooden floor, and it's just dirt. It's just flat out dirt. And that's upsetting. You're very unhappy about that. But they're saying this is a gift because something else is coming your way, and there's a pattern here that you need to step back from. So I feel like that can go a bevy of different ways about either how somebody's treating you, I'm trying, especially because I'm a Pisces. I guess I'm trying to like avert some certain issues, but some of us, I've had my moments, so I'm not going to take myself out of this. We can be obsessive, and maybe a little bit over interested, and it could shoot a situation in the foot before it even has a chance to run, or you know what I mean, walk, or whatever you want to say. So they're saying something here is being highlighted. They're doing this purposely, so that you can be reminded about something that causes you issues that could possibly cause issues in the future. But if it's fresh in your mind and you go through it with this person quickly because they're out, you can circumvent going through it again or causing problems in the future for yourself. Because I feel like this is in your realm of control. Something about this person It's very devastating, but there's something here that I feel like you should be able to look back on and be like, I wish I didn't handle it that way, or if I just handled it a little differently, maybe this would have not been the devastation that I'm feeling right now. Because I'm getting either way, this person was not about anything more than what they want. They got what they wanted and they left, and that's like their intentions were not affected by how you reacted, but something about this could have worked out better for you, so you did not end up in devastation. And I feel like that's what you're looking at to make sure that the next situation that's coming fairly soon does not end up in devastation. Okay. And I'm getting that's why you have the Ace of Swords connected with the Devil. Because I'm getting the Devil is his own thing. He, she, they, whatever this person is, that's its own thing. The Sword is your gift from the situation, and that's your ability to protect yourself and, you know, prepare yourself for what's coming forward next, to be ready for it, to succeed. And I'm getting the Sword is here because it feels like, especially the people who are watching this that it really connects with, you know what it is. You know what it is. It should be connecting fairly easily what you need to learn from this moment. And it's coming soon. They're saying it's coming fairly soon. Maybe not tomorrow, but within the next month. Within a month. I'm going to give that because it's a general read. It's like I'm getting like a month. For most of you, it should be like a month or less. I'm thinking more than less. More about the less. But you're given the Sword. They're saying here, this situation is not fun and you do not like it. Here's this Sword to protect yourself from this happening again. Like you seeing the situation for what it is and what control you have over ending up in this again. That's the gift of that Sword. Like your strength is here. Use this tool to defend yourself. Think about what you're doing. Like Swords are air, intelligence, thinking things through. Prepare yourself for what's coming forward. Because I'm getting, again, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands is at the bottom here. You have a lot of energy coming forward in the future. And again, this is a pattern from the past that you've ended. And it's reenacted. It just kicked in quickly here, but it didn't last that long, but it still devastated you. They're saying that even though that was a past thing that you moved on from, it doesn't mean it's completely buried and gone. It means it's a pattern you moved on from, but you could re-energize that if you're not careful. And they're like, something really good is coming your way that you want, and you're going to have that urge. I'm feeling that's what they're also saying. Like, you're going to have the urge to fall into that old pattern. It's going to be very easy. It's going to be like something you're going to naturally want to do. They're saying if you can overcome that, this next situation coming forward can be for you. Okay, now, we're good? I'm getting here the Nine of Swords because I feel like this is putting stress on you. Just like if this reading is connecting, I'm getting this is already putting stress on you because you're still unhappy about the Devil and what the Devil did here. And you're not 100% confident that the next situation won't end up in the same way. They're telling me this is all working to your benefit, even feeling this way, because it's making a strong impact for a reason. It's going to give you that strength to actually hold to what you want to happen rather than your knee-jerk reaction of how you used to handle it in the past. Because I'm getting the majority of you have moved on from these patterns. You might just be really worried that you're still going to do it in the future anyway. Because you're like, I know how I am, I know what happens, I know when I fall from somebody, blah, 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 whatever that might be. And you're getting a lot of stress at this point. Like, oh my gosh, what if I do it again? They're saying that is your strength. Because you're going to see it coming forward. You're going to want to do something you normally do. You're going to want to handle it just the easy way. But that inkling, this card is telling me your thoughts are going to really nag on you heavily. Like, do you want the same outcome? Do you want that to keep going that negative way? And you're going to be like, I do not want that. I absolutely do not want that. And you will have the strength to do what you feel is right rather than doing what is easy that's going to end up in the same place that you don't want to be. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. Because what's coming forward, you got the Three of Pentacles. Because I'm getting there's activity with this person coming your way. Now you're doing something together. I'm not feeling it's a date though. I'm not. I'm getting like you're either out socially with other people, or it could be a work situation. It could be an organization you're a part of. For some of you, I feel like you're meeting somebody through like your kids in a sense. Like there's something you're doing with your kids or something like that, and you're meeting somebody through them, like somebody that they deal with or something like that. Because I'm getting there's some type of movement here, like something you're doing together, like work-related activity, something. And it doesn't feel like it's a date. It feels like you're coming together and you're doing similar things and you're meeting that way. Like through work, through your children, through a mutual organization. For some people, it's kind of like, maybe you volunteer at a humane society or an animal shelter, however you want to put that, and you're meeting in that way, or maybe you do something like that, and then they come in to get an animal, or you're going in to just see what animals are there. It's a place that they maybe help out at, something like that. That's how I'm feeling it's starting. And I feel like for some of you that may be very random occurrence, because I'm getting like this is how you match up socially, because I'm getting this is the Three of Cups moment. Because it's like you got 2 threes here. There's effort, there's agreeable effort, but it's not like I don't feel like it's a date. I'm still feeling that again. You're doing something, they're doing something. It seems to coincide. And for some of you, I do understand that this is a random moment, but still, it's an active moment. You're doing something, they're doing something, and these situations coincide. You come together. It's socially very conducive. I feel like you're very happy. Things go very well. This is that moment where it pops in where you're like, I could actually start doing that bad habit or bad whatever from the past. This is where it could happen. And I feel like this is when that Nine of Swords like comes beating you on the head saying, do you want that same outcome? Do you want that same outcome? And you're just like, I do not want that same outcome. Leave me alone. I do not want it. And you're handling it differently. You're not going, it's not the way you feel like, it's not your normal current or energy that you would usually go with. It's a different pattern. Like you're going against your grain on this. But because the way your normal current flows, it leads you to a certain outcome you do not want. So I feel like you're disrupting your own current for a better outcome. Now, I do want to say, I am getting like you meeting this person has the Destiny card here. In other words, you're bound to meet this person left or right. It's gonna, like, even if it doesn't happen at this moment, it will happen. So they're saying if, for example, you connect with this person and then they're just kind of out of your sight and then they're gone, and then you're worried like, oh, what if I missed my chance? They're like saying, don't worry that you missed your chance. They'll bring, if it seems like you missed, you didn't, because they're gonna bring you back around if they have to. Don't worry about it. Like, don't feel like if you don't do everything perfectly, you could miss your chance and then it's just too bad, so sad. It's not. It'll work out. Like, they're going to make sure, like, one way or another, the two of you are going to have this chance. So don't get worried about, I have to make sure I do this right. I have to make sure I do that right. It's not about that. Because I feel like you got a lot of thoughts on this. I'm getting this Four of Swords here. Like, you really might be contemplating this quite heavily. Because I'm getting this other person has the Nine of Pentacles here. They're very much in a spot where they're very comfortable, very happy. It feels like they're very ready for a relationship. They're in a spot where they're ready to add somebody in. And they're very happy with their life and where their life is what I'm getting. Is there anything else with this? No. I'm kind of hesitating to go to the next 2 cards that I see in the environment, but I feel like it's a good warning. Because you got the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. So you have 2 3s here in the future, and you got 2 7s over here in the future for the environment. And I may be a dork for saying this, but I am getting like that feeling like it's denoting like this is how a good start could happen. Because 7 and 3 is 10, and I'm just getting that one feel, which is totally a dork thing on my side, but that's what's popping into my head, so I'm going with it. Because these 2 cards, the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands, I am getting a defensive energy. That's the Seven of Wands. But I'm also getting like a harvest energy, waiting for the right time for the harvest with the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like this person isn't going to go forward fast. It may play a little bit of the elusive / hard to get, however that works, energy. But if it's hard to get, like, don't chase. They don't want that. But like hard to get in the sense of like, I'm going to take my time on this thought. And it might even be just the first date they might be a little elusive on. They're not against it. They do like you. But I feel like they might be kind of like, I'm not sure just yet. It's not a bad thing. But I'm getting like you're going to feel it, and they're going to be very nice to you. You're thinking all lights are green, and it's more like all lights are yellow for them, if that makes sense. You're like, oh, all lights are green. And they're like, all lights are yellow. Like, I don't know if it's going to go to a stop or if I'm going to let it be green. But we'll see. Because I feel like this energy here is just kind of like, it doesn't want to be pushed. It does not want to be pushed in any sense. But staying connected, yet not aggressively pushing forward, is the trick. Because I'm getting, where this is heading, is like, it starts off, it feels like, all right, you do have good cheer here. That's good. So like, they're giving me encouragement. So I'm picking these up. You got the sun and the tower. Now, a lot of people get afraid of the tower. I don't feel like the tower is bad. I feel like the tower can be different depending on the situation. And with the sun card, it's a good tower. It's a shock, and things are being broken down. However you're normally used to a relationship starting, this is not going like you're used to. This doesn't even look like it's headed that way to you. I'm getting you're connecting with this person on a friend level, and it's starting off as friends, but it's actually, the other person does have interest towards you romantically. It's just about, they want to make sure that, you actually do get along on a few different levels before they step into that other arena. And I'm getting there's a lot of good times with this person. You have the sun card and the tower card. The tower is telling me, to you, I feel like you're shocked. And you're just like, this is not how this works for me. This has never worked this way before. I don't feel, to you it feels foreign. Let's just leave it at that, foreign. Some of you may interpret that as like not the best situation, but I feel like it's because it's foreign. I don't feel like it truly is bad. It just may feel that way because it doesn't look recognizable to what you're expecting for the beginning of a relationship. Because I feel like that's where this is heading. But you can't push this energy. You have to let this kind of simmer on its own. It's kind of like you can't make a watch pot boil. You got to let it boil on its own. It's got to come to its natural thing. You can add salt to it or whatever, but hey, it's still got to heat up. And I'm getting you're having a lot of good times with this person. It's just not going forward to the next level. I feel like that might be confusing for you because I feel like they're enjoying your time, you're enjoying their time. I just don't feel like it's stepping into the romantic realm. It's not stepping into the physical at all at this point. And that's going to take a little bit because this other person, for whatever reason, wants that to go very slow, and it's extremely important to this person. I honestly feel you have to leave it in their court. It'll be easiest for you to leave it in their court in the sense of like when they want to open the door. But even though it's in their court when they open the door, you have to make sure it's stable on your side when you walk through the door. Like, how do I put this? Like, don't try to keep getting the door to open. But just because they open the door doesn't mean you have to walk through it. Be ready on your own when you're ready to walk through it. But don't try to open the door, wait for the door to open on its own. I hope that makes sense. Kind of like, because I feel like I'm looking at somebody in the front of this nice house. This nice little house, really beautiful, very romantic looking. And they want to knock on the door, but it's like, the person inside is on a phone call or something like that, and it's a friend. You're like, well, just wait till they're ready. Like, they know I'm here. When they're ready, they can open the door. So your urge to go knock on the door and ring the bell and use the knocker to get them to open the door, like, resist it. And when they do open the door, they're like, when you're ready, you could come in. And you're like, oh, I was just admiring your flowers. Let me look at your flowers a little longer. Like, you don't have to go in just because the door is open. That's the point I'm trying to make. Because I don't feel like there's like, it's open, then it's shut. It's like it's open and it'll stay open once it's open. It's up to you when you want to walk through it. So do it when you're ready. But don't try to open the door before it's ready, and don't move forward unless you want to. Is that what we're going for? Okay, I just feel like that was a 10-day explanation for that, but there you go. Are we done? Anything I missed? That was long. Ooh, that was long. 45 minutes. Wow. I'm talkative. I swear, the water signs usually go on for a while. I think those are my longest ones. I think sometimes the earth ones are also pretty long. Sometimes. We're good? All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you would like a reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.